Hello, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Shane.
And welcome to Top 5 Beatdown, a show where we compare top 5s for topics that seem completely asinine, yet somehow garner strong opinions. And to add some fun to the mix, we compare our top 5s with that of a special guest. Today's topic is top 5 guilty pleasure television shows, and today's special guest is comedian, YouTuber, and bad film/TV critic. Please welcome to the Beat Zone, Drew Gooden.
Yes!
And by the way, I do want to note that when I say bad TV film critic, I mean you critique bad TV
you're
films.
not saying,
I'm not saying you're a bad critic.
Yeah, I'm an excellent critic.
You're an excellent critic.
Or it could be sort of a bad to the bone situation.
Yeah.
You're out there in your hall.
Oh, like a bad boy?
Like a badass.
Yeah, smoking cigarettes. And
Film critic.
Well, thanks for joining us here at, of all places, VidCon.
That's right, we're not in the normal Beat Zone. They slap.
Beat Zone on location.
That's right, we're beating it on location.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and beat it with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank God, because we could use the extra hand.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we define guilty pleasure? Because I don't know if I feel guilt watching this, but I would be embarrassed if someone else watched me watching these.
That's a good way to define it, because I also struggled with how we're gonna go about this. I think if somebody found out you watched it, would you feel shame?
The other prong of that is intellectual value to it. What are you getting from it? Nutritional value.
Is this adding to my brain or slowly making it deteriorate?
Well, without further ado,
Let's list! My number 5 on my list is Deal or No Deal.
Oh, nice. I do like that.
I did watch a lot of that.
I watched it a
Yeah,
lot.
and did you feel good about it while you were watching it?
Sometimes it depends
no.
if I thought it was a good deal.
It's one of those shows where anytime it comes on, I am kind of like, I actually need to watch this till the end. I need to see if they take the deal. The worst thing about the show is how much they stretch it out, because it's so much tension, so many pregnant pauses, and then you cut to commercials. But it's fun to watch people make the worst decision of their lives when it's you have a 50-50 chance at getting $600,000 or $50, and they could just take the guaranteed $300,000, and they're like, no, I'm gonna walk out of here with $50, and they do.
It's the quintessential judging people from your couch show in terms of that's not what I would do in that situation. But go ahead if that's the deal you want to make.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to do that, the armchair quarterbacking while you watch it and be like, well, I wouldn't have done that. But I know in the moment, I think the adrenaline would take over and the crowd is getting into it. And I'm like, I'm gonna make the worst financial decision of my life. No deal.
And the joy of the silhouetted producer.
I was just about to say the
What
show
a scary man.
And I think this might be the first show that introduces the device of the nebulous definition of the producers.
It's like a faceless demon up there.
Yeah, and he's just trying to poke us with a stick.
I love it. Great pick, Drew. We're all
so
about
much.
respecting lists here.
No, we're not.
In many ways.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of respect from you guys. I appreciate that.
That's what we're
I
here
thought
for.
you'd be beating me
We're
down,
here
but
to build you up.
We're not here to beat you down. I know the name would suggest that, but we're here to lift you up. It should be
You
called
should
Top
rename
5
it.
Lift Up.
Yeah,
Top 5 lift
Top
up.
5 lift up. That's so nice.
Number 5 is now.
Great British Bake Off.
This is. I'm very confused about this because I think this is a somewhat embarrassing show to be I watched almost every episode of this, but I do think it's a fantastic show. I think it offers a lot of value.
I know we're here to respect each other, but I think this is a dog shit pick.
What?
Because it's a good show.
Oh, okay.
And it's beloved.
Okay, let me ask you this. Middle America dad, 50s. You think he's stoked at a bar when I tell him I watch Great British Bake Off?
So unprompted at a bar, you're just talking to some guy and be like, yeah, I like Great
Yeah,
British
I mean,
Bake
He
Off.
might be weirded out because you're just approaching him at a bar. Where are you,
I wouldn't
Nebraska?
even introduce myself. I would just walk up to him and be like, hey, you watch Great British Bake Off?
I do.
This is
Hey, sorry,
It's
I
my
know you're
number 5.
he pulls out his board.
That's right.
I think what you would be embarrassed about is the Great American Bake Off.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Half the appeal of this is all the people being like, oh, bother, I've dropped my pie, In America, they're like, fuck, my cake, That's not
Oh,
fun.
I dropped my pan on the ground.
Right.
It's like, shut up.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's go to your number 5
Okay.
before we get into weird territory.
My number 5 guilty pleasure TV show is Jersey Shore.
That's a good choice.
That's a good one.
That's a good slot.
These people are pigs, okay? I don't keep up with it much anymore. It seems like every 3 to 5 years they're like, we're back.
Yeah, what is the timeline of Jersey? I know they started.
It started
in
2009.
It was a very
Ran
big
for,
deal
I
then,
want to say,
remember.
4, maybe 5 seasons. Then it went off the air for a while.
You watch all of them?
Yes. Jersey Shore was a nice new injection of, like, we got some weirdos for you. They're meatballs, they're gorilla juice heads.
Gorilla juice heads?
Gorilla juice heads, that's what Ronnie calls himself, yeah. You know, it was high drama. I learned nothing except how to be a better person by not following in their footsteps. I learned not to slam my head into a concrete wall.
I watched a little bit of Jersey Shore. I was a little too young. If my mom found me watching that, she'd be like, what are you, get back in your room, young man, kind of thing.
Let's
Then I nailed it.
Let's go to your number 4.
All right, my number 4 is The Amazing Race.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, maybe it's not the guiltiest show, because it's like a popular show. It's
It
been
wins
on
Emmys.
for. It does. I don't know if it still does. It did for a while.
It did for like 10 years every year.
I like the least guilty part of the show, which I recommend if you haven't watched any of The Amazing Race. The early seasons were some of the best like reality TV competition shows out there, particularly like season 5 and 7, which for some reason are the only 2 seasons on Netflix. It's so fun to watch now because it's like this time capsule of early 2000s traveling, which, you know, traveling has changed so much. Like half of the hour-long episode is them just like getting the best flight in the airport, something that you would just like, you know, go on an app and do, but they've got to talk to
the
them.
way in the lift.
And also in the early seasons, they fucking hated each other. Those teams, they would sabotage each other. They'd lie. They'd be like, "Oh, this is the best flight. You should get this flight." But it was.
I gotta
not.
watch this
Yeah.
show. All right, my number 4 is Man versus Food. Basically, this is a show hosted by Adam Richman, and basically he just goes to every place that has some sort of ridiculous food challenge that would kill you, and he does it. And it's really tough to watch. And I've seen this guy do horrendous things that should have him in prison.
Are we talking like big food? Is he
Big
like, I'm
food.
eating
I
6
imagine it's
pounds
the
of
type of
macaroni.
food. It's like, oh, if you can eat this whole thing, you get it free, or you get your
picture
face on the wall.
You
kind
get
of
your
thing,
face
yeah.
in the wall of shame. I remember there was this one episode where it was like a burger that was like the size of the dinner table.
I've never seen the show.
You should watch it. It's really.
But it does sound like something I would, you know, I do like watching superhuman feats of athleticism. I like watching the hot dog
This guy's an
contest every
athlete.
year. It's a unique skill that a small percentage of the world can do. You think, oh, I can eat a lot, but you can't.
You can't.
Do you aspire to be like him?
No.
Because I've been in the Taco Bell drive-thru with you. The person on the other side of the intercom has expressed disbelief at what you are ordering.
Assuming you're ordering enough food for like 8 people, but
Yeah,
it's just
That's true.
for you.
He's right. There was
This is
one
not, I'm
instant.
not embellishing.
No, that actually did happen recently.
Yeah. Okay, my number 4 is rules of engagement.
What the fuck is that?
I know what that is.
I was reaching deep down for sitcoms I've watched over the years. And I generally find even bad sitcoms have something to them. There's nothing remarkable about it at all, and I've seen so much of it.
I did watch that for a little bit when it first came out because I
It's
was really
like-
into. It was when I was watching like How I Met Your Mother, and then like after like season 2, CBS also added.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they put
why
them
I
back
saw
together.
it.
Yeah, and
I
then
thought this was an old show. This isn't that
It's
old.
like 2010.
yeah, like
I thought we were
2010
into
kind
like
of thing.
70s or like Full House kind of some shit.
I realized I've never watched so much of a show and remembered absolutely nothing about it. It's got Patrick Warburton,
Yeah,
and that's I think why I kept watching.
He should get an award for what he did on Soaring Over California.
Yeah.
I get so excited every time. You know, you hear his voice in so many things, but I don't think I've seen him like as an actor, except for the line to Soren, and then also Rules of Engagement.
I think maybe that's why
Nice
I
work, pal.
was so eager to watch every single episode. Is like, how often are we treated to Warburton? Bad show. I've seen all of it.
Yeah, and very 2010s. In the theme of the show was just
The husbands are dumb.
yeah.
The women hate them.
Uh-huh.
David Spade is there. CBS.
How you make a hit show, baby.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to our top 3s, but before we do that, let's have a word from our sponsor. Hello and welcome to the official trailer for Pod Watcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment.
That's right. It's our weekly little get together where we talk about whatever the hell we want. I'm drinking juice right now. Green juice. You guys like?
You know, it's our place to let loose a little bit. I was like, oh, are you gonna get on your knees and lick that up or something?
What are you talking?
Sometimes the topics are contemporary,
My topic is stuffing.
and sometimes they're not.
Question, is Furby...
It's just Furbies.
Is it a combination of fur babies?
But they're always real.
What's like the trauma version of nostalgia?
Trauma?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Fair enough. Join us every Monday.
By watching over at the Watcher Podcast YouTube channel or listening wherever you find your favorite podcasts. We'll be there.
You know, it's really the only place where I feel like I can really be me.
Oh.
Don't touch me.
Okay, let's move on to your number 3,
All right.
please.
My number 3 is House Hunters.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest reaction I've gotten.
That could be a contender for my list, honestly.
Yeah.
I
Never
think
seen it. Never seen it.
Really?
But
Oh,
I've seen
Ryan.
clips. I've seen clips.
Okay.
You'd love it.
If it's on and I'm at a hotel, I got some time to kill, like I'll watch it. Especially, a couple years ago, my wife and I were looking to buy a house, and then so just HGTV was just on all the time because we're
It's
like
always there for you.
getting inspiration, like, oh, that looks nice, or oh, I would never do that. It's another way to judge people.
I love it when someone on that
seasons?
show is like, our budget is $400K, and then they show them a house. They're like, this one's a little over the budget at 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Like they're always like, we
I
could
guess
make it
we could.
stretch.
I could work some more hours. I could borrow money from your dad.
Yeah.
I don't
Is it
know.
one of those things too where they're like, we have a $400K budget, but we'd like a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom in the heart of LA?
That's a lot of
It
it.
is like that a lot. I mean, they're all over the country too, so it is interesting to see like what 600K will get you here compared to, Nebraska or something. That's like, I could have a mansion if I just didn't care where I live.
So you were literally following a couple that's trying to buy a home.
Yeah, although, behind the curtain, I'm
They've
pretty
already
sure
bought a
they've
home.
already bought the home, and then they like show them 2 others, and they really, and then they cut to them at like a coffee shop, and they're like, I do like this home, but I don't like this about it. And I like this home, but I don't like
And then
this
the
about
decision
it.
music is bum, 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 bum.
It is?
The real
Yeah.
ones know.
All right. Number 3 for me is Bar Rescue. Now I gotta say, out of all the shows on this list, unfortunately, I do think this is the one I've watched the most, and countless hours, including repeats.
One of the most sonically unpleasant shows
Oh
I've
yeah,
ever seen.
that guy's voice, nails on a chalkboard.
It's
Loved
his
every
voice,
second of it.
and it goes to the reality sound effect grab bag like 5 times a minute, like
The little snake sounds.
nonstop.
This is a show where a guy named John Taffer, who apparently has worked decades in the bar and restaurant profession, he's an angry guy. I love that he's an angry guy. Every time he's happy or pleased, it does feel like you've gotten the approval of like a father, a very strict father. And every episode very formulaic. He goes in, he fixes the bar, he puts all the workers through this thing called a stress test. This is a thing where he will go to the bad bar, he'll just sit there cross-armed in the back, and he'll then be like, I'm gonna make 100 people come in here in 5 minutes. And they obviously fail.
It's a depressing show to watch. A lot of times the bar staff really does not have their lives together. And I'm not judging them, I'm just saying it's rough.
Is this so juicy because it only happens like once every like couple episodes? There'll be Chiron like titles at the end that say like, oh, since then the bar has turned around and 3x'd its profit. But every now and then, it'll just have this one-liner that says, 1 month from now, everybody at the bar staff quit. And it's just a one-liner. It's just text on screen. There's no like recast interviews. It's just, they failed.
Some people just can't be fixed, no matter
they
how
can't.
hard John Taffer tries.
That's true.
I guess that's a lesson. All right, my number 3 is slow TV. I'm talking about my choo-choos.
What the fuck?
I'm talking about my choo-choos. You ever seen this show?
Now this is the
It's a show, not a genre?
It's a show called Slow TV.
Was that like smooth jazz?
It's like 7-hour train rides.
Wait the fuck.
This is on Netflix.
What is this? Is this a YouTube show?
It's on Netflix. TV is in the name.
Guess I can't go on a train. I could just watch one.
Watch
for
a
7
train.
hours,
They don't
yeah.
speed it up. It's a very slow train too. We're not talking bullet trains. You know,
Yeah,
they
stop
talk
and
about
smell the roses
European
kind of train.
trains being very fast and on time. These trains are bad. I don't have much to say about it. So yeah, it's getting bare bones here, but slow TV.
Has it inspired you to travel?
No.
Oh, okay.
Even in a list that was hard for you to make, you still managed to
I
do
thought
your
we were
Shane
here to
thing.
build each other
Well,
up.
he does this every episode.
you
He will
don't
have
have to
one or
get
two
meta
choices
and
where he'll be
just
met
meta
by the
commentary
collective
about it.
silence of everyone in the room as they try and figure out what the
Well,
fuck
look,
is
all-
that.
Disbelief at what.
It's like, oh, I've never seen those words arranged in that order
All the
before.
slow
That's
heads out
interesting.
there are gonna be hooting and hollering when
That's
they watch
right.
this video.
You and the host of that show. The
It
Bloopers.
doesn't sound like they have time to watch this because they have 7-hour episodes.
Yeah.
Squeeze it in. All right, this is looking to be a great list so far.
agree.
Drew, let's go on to your number 2.
All right, my number 2 guilty pleasure show is Family
Oh,
Feud.
damn. Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's a
shit.
pretty good list.
I should have went number 5 on that
This
one.
is what you got to have list confidence.
That's
Ryan,
really good.
you know,
Well, I mean, his is warranted.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
listed a
Yeah,
choo-choo train
cool.
show that goes on for 7
a
hours. now.
silent train show.
That's great.
Yeah, Family Feud. I mean, what's there to say about it that hasn't been said already? I think I've seen the most of the Steve Harvey ones because if you find it on TV right now, it's just
He's the GOAT.
I've
He's
only
the
seen
GOAT.
clips of it. Our friend Stephen Lim was on it, wasn't he?
with his
He
family.
was with his found family.
Did he win?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
You have a 50-50 chance of winning.
My friend was on Family Feud, and I was like, "What else?"
If he was on a train, I'd watch him.
Yeah,
If it was on a train,
slow
it was a
TV.
7-hour video of Stephen Lim sitting on a train, I'd be there.
That's $25,000.
But not Family Feud with the
Yeah.
irreplaceable Steve Harvey.
The Steve Harvey, who the clips are always like him asking an obviously sexually suggestive question and then being surprised when the
Appalled.
answer. Yeah, it's like, what's the best thing to do with a dick? Get it sucked. And it's like,
His mustache makes him very expressive too.
absolutely. No, he's got a great like
mustache.
silent reaction face.
Who's
like,
got a better mustache, him or Eddie?
Eddie's my friend.
I know, he's right there too, so answer carefully. But also answer with your heart and honestly.
In my
The
heart
world's
and
watching.
honestly, it's Steve Harvey. I'm sorry,
Yeah, I
Eddie.
think so, too.
Sorry.
That's rough.
He's got nice suits too, he made them himself.
He just passed out. He was so angry.
All right, well, let's move to my number 2. My number 2 is The Bachelor.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Arguably the GOAT. I mean, if you want
That's
to go
a
by
bad show.
If you want to go by ratings,
the
probably-
guiltiest of all time.
Probably the guiltiest and maybe the most watched to this day still. I got into The Bachelor during the pandemic. I always thought it was hot garbage. It is hot garbage, but it's garbage that still smells pretty damn good.
It's garbage that knows that it's garbage.
Exactly.
And it presents itself in that way.
Awesome drama. We don't need to talk about this too much. Very silly characters. They usually have some sort of like reunion episode at the end of the season, which is honestly the best episode of the entire season because they get to rehash a bunch of petty drama that happened several months ago, but they're still really angry about it. And I was like, this show fucking rules.
Wow.
I'm gonna watch it for the rest of time, and I'll be dumber for it, and that's for the better.
Nice. Great pick. You got a great list.
Thanks,
My
man,
number
yeah.
2 is Southern Charm.
What the fuck?
Where is he pulling these from?
You're now experiencing
This-
the Shane List experience.
This one is extremely genuine, and anyone who's seen this show.
Is there a Reddit forum you go to for obscure picks for every topic?
This is not
Because-
obscure. It's a pretty popular show. I don't endorse any of these people. I don't condone who they are. It takes place in Charleston. And it was nice to just watch a show where people were living their lives in another city that I wasn't in.
Lighting tiki torches.
You're not far off.
So that's why you wanted to make clear you don't endorse.
I think some of these people are reprehensible human beings.
I don't endorse my number 2 pick. Top 5 favorite
We're
guilty
talking
television
about
shows.
disaster I mean, I feel this is truly a guilty
Yeah.
guilty pleasure
It's-
because
it's guilty,
These
all
are
right.
these are bad people.
Yeah.
That's fun. It's fun to see people do little parties and be mean to each other and yell at each other and slap each other.
A lot of passive
There's a
aggressiveness.
lot of slapping on the show.
These
like
are
physical
These
violence.
are nasty people.
Wow.
There's physical violence. There's words exchanged that no one should ever repeat. I haven't watched the last couple seasons of it because after like 4 or 5 seasons, I was like, I cannot continue to watch this because my brain is rotten.
Yeah, so it's to make you feel bad after a while.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say after a couple of episodes it was too much. After 4 or 5 seasons of it, I just couldn't do it anymore.
I want to be
dude.
clear. I watched those 4 or 5 seasons in about 2 weeks. There was nothing going on.
Wow. I think that's worse.
All right, Drew. How about your? This is very exciting. Down to our number 1s. Okay, your number.
You feel that in the air?
Yeah,
it just got thicker.
electric.
Tension.
Electric,
Cut
yeah.
it with a knife. Put it on a
You
biscuit.
sure could.
Okay.
My number 1 guilty pleasure show of all time.
What?
Oh, wow.
A little Seinfeld there.
It is. Big Brother.
What's the deal with Big Brother?
What's the deal? They're in a house for 3 months. And that's the end of the impression. So Big Brother is one of my favorite shows. And I do feel guilty watching it. The community scares me.
It's a strange community.
It's a diehard community.
Passionate.
It's a passionate community because there's so much to be passionate about. Very similar to other competition reality shows like Survivor, where they kind of go somewhere for a little bit and they vote each other out one by one until there's a winner. But the big twist in this show that separates it from every other show in the genre is that it's being live streamed 24/7. Rather than like Survivor, for example.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Do they
and
show
so
like
you can
nipples
go.
and butts, or is that all?
Well, no, they'll like cut away.
Okay.
Would you watch it if they did, is what you're saying?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting to watch because it's kind of happening live. Like the episodes, they edit together really quickly and it's stuff that happened like 2 days ago. So you're watching the show as it's happening rather than it being like 6 months ago they edited together, you know. So that's why the community is so into it. Like you'll see someone on the live stream and they're talking about it before the episode even
Does that
starts.
kill the main hero show though? Because you've seen what happened already in a live stream fashion?
A little bit, yeah. You kind of have to decide, are you going to go spoiler free or not? And some years I'm like, I'm just going to watch the shows. But then some years so much is happening. Like last season was crazy. So you had to like, I have like a whole Twitter list of like update accounts. You know?
because you can't be there watching it 24/7.
No.
It's a whole thing, and I love the strategy of it. I love the drama of it. It's also interesting to see the differences because they edit it a certain way. Some of it's very scripted, like they're sitting in the diary room being like, really amping up their personalities, but you know, being like, oh, I'm the crazy Southern girl, and then you see the live stream and she's just like talking normally, and it's like, it's so interesting to see kind of behind the curtain of how they edit reality TV.
That's a great list, Drew.
Thank you so much.
It's a good list.
That's a great list.
I don't even need to see yours, honestly. I can just go.
We don't need to see Ryan's.
I think you want to see this.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Whoa,
we got some cockiness
I think
here.
you
I
want
like
to
to
see
see.
this.
All right.
Is it my time for number one?
Yeah, for number one.
Okay,
Let's see
cool.
what you got.
My number one let me peek your. Oh, it's good. It's good. Terrace House.
Oh, that's a good one.
Similar vibes.
I think this is the greatest reality show of all time. It's a Japanese show, and basically, there ain't no drama.
The drama is microscopic, but because it's so small, it has weight to it.
And it's just basically just watching their relationships evolve in a very organic and normal human way. They're very lovely to each other, very complimentary and nice and courteous. And all the drama that happens in this show are the tiny little microaggressions that are very similar to real life. I remember one show, the main arc of the season was somebody had eaten somebody else's frozen beef in the fridge, and they were trying to figure out who had done it. And sometimes they date. They usually don't.
They usually don't.
They don't push it on them.
Yeah.
They'll go on dates maybe once. There's a device in this show that's so smart. They know that you as the viewer at home are watching with friends, commenting, judging. We cut to now a panel of comedians who just roast these people mercilessly.
That's a great show and a terrible number one because I think that's a great show.
It is a guilty pleasure though. It's reality, it's people living in a house and we watch them.
I debated putting it on mine, but I had the same thought. I was like, I think this show is too good.
It's too good.
But I
So
also
we're in
don't
agreement
fault you
here.
for
It's
putting
a
it on
rough
there.
one, a rough
I'm actually sitting on the fence here. I think you're right, and I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not here for any drama.
I would say that
It's not that
you're
kind of
probably
show.
leaning more on my side of the fence though based off what you said, and also
Well,
because
no,
we don't
I
know what
was-
slow
all
TV
right,
is.
all right. Well,
yeah, that was a
it's not my
garbage
fault
pick.
you don't know what slow TV is.
I think it's-
I've never seen Man v. Food. You could be making that up
the
for all
whole
I
world
know.
is guilty.
It is your fault that even after explaining it, we still don't know.
Yeah. Let's see what your number one is.
All right, my number one is today on NBC.
What the fuck?
Yeah, see, no, you're experiencing what I've went through for several years now. Do you know
I'm
what this
done, man.
Do you know what
Have
this
you seen
guy's
show? Have you
top
seen the show? You
cereal
heard of
was?
this show? I said oatmeal, which is a hot cereal. What? If you look on Wikipedia, it says hot cereal. I had so
He
many
lives
people in the
off of
comments
it.
who were
Okay.
like, oatmeal kicks ass.
Yeah, oatmeal does kick ass, but it's not a
It is a cereal,
It's not a
though.
cereal.
No, exactly. No, you're getting worked
You're a
up.
doofus.
No, I'm not. Can I speak? My number one is Today on NBC.
Oh my God.
The Today Show. Seen it, heard of it. It's
You can explain it?
it's a morning.
Will you watch it in the morning with a glass of fucking Chardonnay, you
I
70-year-old?
wake up and I shuffle over. I put my robe on. I
Yeah.
get my coffee going, and I turn on the television.
Do you keep your sleeping
and
cap
who's
on?
there? It's my morning time friends. It's Savannah Guthrie.
Uh-huh.
It's Jenna Bush Hager. Craig Melvin is there.
Craig,
Are you
you know who else
expecting
is
us
there?
to know
Yeah,
these
dude.
people?
are you holding for applause?
You
and
know
all
who
these?
else is there? Hoda. Need I say Al Roker?
No, you need not. I'm a big Al head.
And who else is there these days? Carson Daly.
It's a very long show, right? Isn't it like several
It's
hours?
3 hours long,
Do you watch
Drew.
the whole 3 hours, or do you
No.
have like a favorite segment?
No, on certain days when I'm working from home, I will have it on in the
Yeah,
background
good
for the
background
full
show.
3. Then they do a third hour, that's when they kick back. And that used to be Hoda and Kathy Lee, where they'd be drinking
Getting
the wine.
very day drunk. Yeah.
Yes, they did say that.
I hope someday they'll invite me on to talk about how much I love it. And anyway, it's my wonderful little morning time show. I do feel guilty because I'm not really getting much from it. Even when people come on to teach them how to cook, it's one of those morning shows where there's clearly a producer in their ear being like, hurry it up. So someone will be like, so what you do is you take some meat out of the fridge, and Hoda will be like, all right, let's move it along.
And then they just show the one they already made.
they're like, and
an
here's
hour
a burger.
ago.
Yeah,
Oh, and
that's
that's
it.
what it would look like if you showed me how to make it.
Exactly. So you learn nothing, but it's a nice way to kill 3 hours every morning.
Sounds like the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yep, and it's my number 1, baby.
How do we recover from that? I have no idea. But I'd like to thank you, Drew, for coming on the show.
Thanks
for
so
listening
much.
with us in peace, I might add, until the end.
Until the end,
Until the
yeah.
end when things hit a boiling
Oatmeal
point.
Hive, chime off.
Oatmeal Hive, shut up.
I'm gonna tell you, don't want to piss them off.
Okay.
Yeah, they sound real
Are they gonna
spicy.
throw their oatmeal at me?
Yeah,
I'll be
dude.
fine. All right. I'm not here for any drama.
I don't think I've ever felt threatened by
you're gonna
someone
get
whose
swatted.
favorite cereal is oatmeal.
Yeah,
in my
they're
entire
80
life.
years old.
Yeah, they're 80
not,
years
I think
old.
I can outrun
A lot of
them.
young oatmeal
By the
lovers
time they
out there, I
take
can
their
tell you that
dentures
right
off
now.
to fight me, I'm gonna be fucking
love it.
miles away.
We're youthful and vivacious, and we love that stuff.
We're getting off topic. We're here to celebrate top 5 guilty pleasure television shows. Thank you, Drew, for coming on, lending your expertise. Everybody who's watching this, chime off in the comments about who had the best list, ones you liked, ones you didn't like. Is there anything you'd like to plug, Drew?
Just my YouTube channel. Watch my videos.
Head over there.
Head on over
Have
there.
some fun. That's
Yeah.
a guilty pleasure you can feel good about.
Yeah, check it out. Drew Gooden. Just search it and you'll find it eventually.
That's the list.
Baby.